everyone, this is Genesis. I'm coming back to you with another video about Dissension. This is running the new VCOM AI. I'm making this new video because I was talking about how I wanted to make an update to Dissension, and I'm going to show you how I am planning on doing that. So I got a couple changes in here. I'm going to go through the parameters first, but before I get to that, I completely redid the capturing of the whole map system, how it's going to work. A couple reasons I did this, and I'll get more in depth with it, but the focus is on more of a co-op feel. With the players in your team. There's still the team versus team element to it, but a lot more working together as a team. More directed in the combat, as well as helping the frame rate a whole heck of a lot. A couple different parameters I did to change kind of how the games go. You can pick what map size you want here. So you can use the whole map, or you can go down to maybe want the whole, all the grids to be like a 6-kilometer radius or something like that. Time acceleration's in there. I have this new dynamic view distance system set up. You can disable this if you'd like. This allows you to, I find it as a good way to keep your frame rate high while you're on the ground. If you're in the air, increases your view distance, all that, you get lower frame rate, but hey, you can see further kind of thing, so it kind of changes dynamically. There's other options for it, but this is a little bit more automatic. You don't have to set it up, so that's why I did it for players. Also, if you enable this, it kind of forces it for everyone across the board to be the equal. For PvP, it can be very nice. The way it works is the higher you go, the further you can see, that kind of stuff like that. And obviously, if you're in a vehicle or aircraft or whatever, it's much different using UAV. Alright, new commander sounding animation or voice commands in there. And then, of course, the terrain grid. I can set it here, how fancy I want the terrain grid to look. Alright, I'll leave that on 25. Let's see, anything new? Debug mode, add more debug coding. We're just doing a new game. Music, I think it's pretty much, the biggest thing that's been changed so far. There's some other things here and there, but we're not going to worry about it too much right now. So what we're going to do is set it up just like that. We'll do a 6-kilometer radius for the map. We'll hit OK. And I just kind of want to show off how the town system looks right now. This is the whole goal. This has been taking longer than I thought, like usual. I don't know why I'm surprised anymore. What it does is once we get in is completely kind of re-approaches how you're going to handle Dissension, how you're going to play it, what does it look like. So there's some downsides and some positives. I like to believe the positives vastly outweigh the negatives here, but you can be the judge of that for yourself. Okay. Not going to notice too much different. I'll go ahead and respawn in. I'm just hosting this locally, so I'm going to have some lower frame rate than maybe you typically would expect on the server. So you can kind of see respawn in this area here. Oh, this is going to be interesting setup. And you can see that this is our little selection of the map. We're going to be playing within this selection here. I selected 7 kilometers. So it takes a radius. Somewhere in here is a radius. It drew like 7 kilometers out, like that. And like that. So the diameter of 14. So you got. It's pretty big. Alright. So right now what am I doing? I'm waiting for the commander to create a barracks first.
Construction complete.
Okay. Put that down here, put that down right here. And I have to get
New mission objective received.
And you can see the mission objective on the left there, Kashia, which is this objective right there. So let me get to the barracks. Let me get some gear. I'm going to kind of explain how this is different. I'm going to use some cheating modes here to take a look at it. Maybe get some gear. So the way Dissension worked previously, I'm going to go ahead and enable my little thing here. The way it worked before was that you would have all the enemies spawn within the town. You'd go and clear the town out. And once the town is cleared, you'd win. Well, now you can see at the top there, we're already here in combat. At the top there, there's something a bit different. The active town has the defense has the tickets, and then the assault has the tickets. Those are the tickets, the number of units per each side that can respawn. First one to 0 loses. Okay. So you can see here we have an assault, checking the map. We have an assault respawn, which means it kind of sets up a respawn position that players and AI will use. Well, obviously we just failed the side objective. There's still side objectives within the town you can complete. And then there's also something different here. Friendly vehicles will always be coming from a nearby town, like so. Follow me. Go and redraw this a bit like this. So there's always friendly vehicles coming from nearby town. Enemy vehicles are always going to be coming from this town here, in this direction. Okay, and somewhere the enemy has a respawn point as well for their infantry is closer, so maybe in between these two towns here there's going to be a respawn point. Somewhere around here I would guess. Okay, so now what this does is sets up a more dynamic situation. This is a very interesting one. So we have the towns trying to defend here. They have garrison, as you can see. They got troops that are already garrisoned in there. It's not being rendered, but anything, well, they're all cash, but like this house is probably counting as a garrison building, so if you get nearby, it'll spawn in units. And it also creates a more interesting situation, so they're going to have a whole bunch of defenses. And this is one of the situations that probably needs to be modified a little bit. As you can see, there's spawn points right here. Okay, and the town's right here, though. So you can see we're going to have to push in. You can see the vehicles actually coming from that main road. They're actually going in. This creates a very dynamic, kind of more natural feel to the combat. Because then you can set up ambushes on this road. Like I could literally just set up an ambush point right here on this road. Or maybe up here. And then we can take out any of the vehicles coming in from the AI. Or if there's tanks, we can kind of set up a little defense along this line, just scanning for vehicles to take those out. Even if their spawn points, much closer, like right here, right? We just capture the grid. So create more situations where you can actually have an impact on the combat. And then you're going to have things like this, where you're going to have spawning of these little mortar emplacement here. And I don't have VCOM driving implemented yet. But there we go. You can see there's the infantry all through here. And here's like a little emplacement here. This is looks like it's destroyed right now. This is the AT emplacement there. Then here's their spawn points actually close to the water here. You see now the fighting is going to be over in this area. Mostly fighting up here. You can see that there's a bunker right now.
3, 2, 1, 4, 0, 8, 8, 3, 2, 1.
So they're trying to take out this guy. The turret's actually destroyed. These guys aren't firing back. Yeah, it'll be AI. We can kind of see this creates more dynamic gameplay. So then here's this bunker that people like to get rid of as a player to deal with this. And this is another one right here. Is this the same one? Yep, here's some infantry in here. It's another short static weapon. I'm going to mix that up, figure that out. If it's not on flat terrain, this sometimes just get destroyed. And here's another weapon here. This is anti-air. See, it puts a little bit more weapons and placements around. This one, oh no, here we go. Now we have a different one here that's actually working. This guy's in the gun, but he's a little bit out of the combat. But then here's that's our respawn point. There even was a point right here that the AI had another mortar. So you can see it creates a lot more interesting, I think, developing battlefields. And for defending players, some more hard points. Even these open fielded areas are going to have these kind of bases. Now this is randomized. There's actually bigger things that can spawn in, like little mini bases that will spawn in that can be taken. Even though the town's over here, we're fighting over the town. Okay. Let's see. The defense actually is 92 because they doubled the number. So we have to kill a bunch of the AI essentially to win this town. If we get to 0 first, we lose. And so I will show you what it looks like. What happens when we lose? Well, what happens when we win first. So a couple of ways you can go about this now. Talk about this. So you have this involves more of the bomb system. So usually it was you have to find like op 4 and plant bombs to destroy them and eventually destroy the commander. Now it's a little bit different as well. Same system, but now we involve it for these resistance buildings. So if we can find their spawn point, which is here, we can actually plant a bomb on it. And you have to wait 5 minutes or so, and the resistance can't disarm it. Only op 4 can for right now.
Okay, he's down.
This guy's down.
Got the enemy.
So only op 4 can disarm bombs. So with resistance, all you have to do is find the respawn point. If you can sneak around, which is a lot harder than it looks. So if you take all the time to come around, or maybe you get over here, and this is a great example, maybe you're going with some scuba gear, you could sneak up right on this thing and plant a bomb. Well, when you plant the bomb, as you can see they have the numbers at the top. We're not doing too good, so maybe what I would do this time is, let's go find that respawn point. We can tell that they're kind of, there's something up over here. Vehicle did. We can tell that they are kind of coming from this general area here. So we can safely assume that the spawn point's got to be, you know, somewhere in this area, somewhere up here. Okay, you can scan around for it, use some aircraft, UAV, whatever. Once you find it, then you know, hey, all right, that's our target. So let's get there. You plant a bomb and say you blow it up. Okay. Wow, that happened really quick. Obviously, if you actually blow it up, there'll be an explosion, and then it gets deleted by deleted with Zeus, so it just disappears. So now, once we kill enough for this to update, it's only updates here once people die, right? So let's say, I'm gonna kill off some guys here just to force it to respawn. And it's gonna take some time, right? Because I'm not checking every 5 seconds or so. Now you can see that the defense is at 0 instantly. The respawn point's gone. They got nothing left. That's the same for defending. If this gets blown up, then you're done. But it's a 5-minute timer for it to get blown up. Okay, now all the assault has to do is finish the remaining troops. And now the remaining troops all have to finish
Building
the
lost.
town. You can see this is building lost if you lose it, but that's because, oh, we lost it. And that's an interesting bug we just found. We lost the battle ratio. And that's unfortunate, so what that means is I have to reset it. So that's probably what happened. Ooh, try to do a check on that. Why we lost that. Because that might be because there wasn't any blue for in the actual circle, which isn't supposed to happen. So that might be a holdover from the old system. We'll have to deal with that in a little bit. But now you can kind of see how that goes. Now that we lost because of a bug, which I probably need to fix that. There's a cooldown period. Eventually all these guys will get deleted anyway. And then it just resets. The commander retargets. Everything gets cleaned off the map. And it goes again. So it's a lot more focused. It's essentially how all the battles work. It's the same way the player bases will work as well, as you're going to have, okay, the commander will target this base. The nearest friendly town will be where they stage from, and they'll put a respawn point close to the player base, and they'll heavily assault the town, or the base. And the commander will also help spawn troops from your base as well. So that's how it's going to work. I think I've had a little bit of play testing done on it. It feels a lot more dynamic. And here's another bug. It's these crewmen. Who are these guys? Like, where did you guys come from? These are the things that need to get fixed. But, yeah, there we go. Kind of see, that's the whole point now. So it's going to be fighting from point to point to point. It does kind of close down the map somewhat. Like, as a player, I can't just go here and fight here now. We might work on some systems to implement that, but the whole reason behind this driving change is more cooperation with a teammate and frame rate issues. Arma can't handle 10, 12 battles going on at once. Let's go take a look at Up 4's fight over here. Here's some more examples of random prefabs that can spawn around just for the fight. This is a kind of little dragon field with mines, just a little minefield here. It's a lot of these emplacements dynamically placed. They're already all dead, empty. We can kind of see the point. A lot of these placed around the objective. More team in here. Here's their respawn point. Okay. So I just need to kind of wait. So that's the biggest change in Dissension. This allows for a lot more fun, engaging combat and gameplay. It just feels good. It just feels right. So that is awesome. And you know what? I think I just realized what the issue was. Let me. The system is a lot more complex. Yeah, here's the problem. I don't have an is equal to. This needs to be if. Oh man. Okay. This fun amount is greater than 0. It's less than or equal to 0 is defeat. That's the problem. I set it to 0, which is why. Okay, so it's a victory for defenders if their spawn amount is greater than or equal to 1, and this all ends. Or if it's less than 0, less than 1. Wait, is that right? Yeah, so if it's less than 1, yeah. There we go. It's greater than 0. It's a victory. Hold on. Just making sure. Why am I doing this? Oh, well, okay. Yeah, let's just do greater than 0. less than 1. Okay. I'm just trying to think how I want to do this. I think this works, right? Can I do that? Can I do that? Spawn amount equals 1. Hint string spawn amount greater than or equal to 1. Yeah. So if it's 1 or greater, great. If it's less than 1, then defeat. And let's keep that consistent between both these files. Not that you have any, I mean, you know, not that this matters to the video, but I just wanted to fix it while I was here. And bam. Greater than equal to 1. Then yes. And then this should be less than 1. Okay, that should fix that issue.
New mission objective received.
We'll be trying again after a short cooldown. You can see there's 4 buildings that the AI can spawn in if I were to get close as a player. See the AI all spawn in. And this is roughly actually the same spot. It's a little bit different this time, but hey, the modders are trying to put as far away as possible, but the emplacements are going to be different. So now we have another 8-2-1 there. We have this one that is...
Position.
Well, they're kind of facing that random direction. And we have... Well, this turret fell on the ground, it looks like. It's not perfect, right? It's Arma. There's a mortar tube here, so you can see he just changes it up a little bit. And then the amount is different each time. We didn't get too much there this time. And then there's this one's the heavy bunker objective, so here's this one. So it just creates a more interesting
Construction complete.
battlefield, and I really, really like it. So the defending town gets spawns with some troops in here. And there will be, and I kind of did make some garrison spawn in here as well, but in the structures there are, which is kind of where it makes it up. But other than that, not much. So they're going straight in, and these guys are being told to reinforce. And these are just up to protect the spawn point. So assaulters don't get any of that kind of protection. There's going to be too many objects. Assaulters, I believe, they have more. They start with more troops, like you can see at the top, but they don't get any fancy defenses. So as a defender, you're really going to want to go out there and get what you can, kill what you can. Alright, so I think we're going to end that here. That's the new point. I'm hoping to actually get this released, man, as soon as I can, really. And I'm just want to make sure it's as bug-free as possible. Because this is a huge change. It's going to be a game changer for the frame rate and everything. See, I'm even recording this and flying around Zeus, and I'm getting 60 FPS with Blast Core and JSRS running. So, and hosting it, and recording, and all this good stuff, so, whoa, okay. Boom. I love Blast Core. Alright. That's where we'll end it there. That sounds awesome. Okay. I hope to be seeing you guys playing this soon. Alright, thanks so much for watching.